Good day to you. I hope you are enjoying the change and weather that we are having here in Omaha now. Um, Today we're getting into the third chapter of the Gospel of Luke. And to summarize the chapter real quick, we have a story of the beginning of John the Baptist's ministry with kind of a mission statement given for John, which is a quote from the prophet Isaiah. And then after that, we get a snippet of John the Baptist preaching and giving some instruction to some different folks. Then we get a section where he refutes being the Messiah and foretells that one greater than him will be coming soon. And then Jesus gets baptized to round out the chapter. Things I noticed in this, the one thing that really stuck out with me was John the Baptist's preaching style. It starts out very acerbic and very provocative and antagonistic even. John said to the crowd that came to be baptized to him, this is verse 7, "You brood of vipers, who warned you to flee from the wrath to come." Now, as a professional minister, that is not how you are taught to preach. That is not how you endear yourself to a congregation or a group of people. You rarely, if ever, and very carefully call people a brood of vipers. I'm not sure I can recommend that for anyone to do from the pulpit, but John the Baptist does it. After that, he seems to soften up a little bit, beginning in verse 10, and the crowds asked him, "What then should we do?" And he replied and said to them, "Whoever has 2 coats must share with anyone who has none, and whoever has food must do likewise." Even tax collectors came to be baptized, and they asked him, "Teacher, what should we do?" He said to them, "Collect no more than the amount prescribed for you." Soldiers also asked him, presumably Roman soldiers, "And we, what should we do?" And he said to them, "Do not extort money from anyone by threats or false accusation, and be satisfied with your wages." Those are pretty clear instructions, and definitely in regards to the Roman soldiers, John does not take any sort of revolutionary stand. He's not trying to overthrow them in any way. How come? It could be that Luke is softening John the Baptist because he has a Roman audience that he's writing for. That is quite possible. Or whoever wrote the Gospel of Luke might want it to be heard and need to spin the story a little bit. It also could be that John the Baptist does not care about who's in charge, but really just cares about the way people do their business. That could be possible. It also could be in that right after this is the story, the part of the chapter where John the Baptist says, "There's someone greater than me coming, someone with a different job and a more important job, and will do greater things than me is coming," when he foretells Jesus, comes right after this. And remember, in our discussion of chapter 1, Luke, the author of Luke, is writing a well-ordered account. He's putting things in an order for a purpose. And so the fact that that comes right after that leads me to believe that John is foretelling that Jesus' interaction with the Roman Empire and with all the powers that be, all that are in authority, is going to be further and beyond what John does. So that gives us a cue, as we're going to be leading into Jesus' ministry, to keep an eye out and watch what Jesus does and how he interacts with the powers that be, with all that are in authority, be they Roman or Jewish or synagogue leaders, anyone of power and authority, and how he interacts with them will be a theme that I think the author of Luke is wanting us to notice and pay attention to. I hope you have a gracious day, and we look forward to talking with you about chapter 4 tomorrow.